All right, here we are again. New seed, new world. Trying at hardcore again. See what we learn this time around. It hopefully won't be as bad as last time. We start breaking our tree as we always do, making sure that there aren't any leaves left over so that we can potentially get some sticks or some apples and see how that goes. I tried wandering around in like the third person view for a while since a creeper popped up behind me last time, but that didn't really help me too much. I again started to build a house. This time around, I decided to build it with logs instead of swapping them out for planks. Don't ask me why. Eventually, I give up on this and decide to go with the other ones. I think for a period of time, I thought it would look nice, but then it started to get dark, and I started to get scared that a zombie would pop up and attack me, and then I would end up dying. So I quickly swapped over to, beggars can't be choosers, and it's best just to get it out. So I started breaking up the walls that I had previously laid to get additional planks. While I'm doing this, be sure to like and subscribe. And then a neighbor popped by to say hello, and I freaked out. So I was like, forget the dirt. And then that same neighbor decided to come over and say hello, and I said, no, thank you. Get off of my lawn. After he tried to give me a hug, and I said, no, back up. Not again. That's when I was like, oh, I might need a sword, but I was like, I'll deal with this later. And so at this point, most of the wood has been swapped over for planks instead of the regular logs. There's still a few that needed to be adjusted. I decided to clear out off the roof so I wouldn't have a dirt roof anymore, and I could have nice wood planks. I had cleared off those things, and then I moved some of the dirt, and then I started to add this additional room because I knew I was going to eventually need an extra room for storage or enchanting or maybe a kitchen, something a little bit larger than the previous one. And so I added an additional little path, and then I proceeded to make the roof a little bit taller. By the way, if you guys happen to have any suggestions for things that I can do in order to prolong my life in this game, please leave them down below. I always look at the comments, so definitely let me know. And we finish off putting the roof on this section, making sure that there isn't any more dirt and it looks all right. We've got the door going on. And then I decided that I would start making my mine in the similar fashion that I did with the first one, where I'd make a little trap door and add in a ladder to kind of climb down. Ladders are, for some reason, really hard for me to use. I don't know what it is, but I have a really hard time. Like, that time I did it really well, but for the most part, I cut out a lot of times of me like standing on them and then hopping off. I don't know why, but ladders are just not ideal for me. I just have a real hard time going down them. I can go up them perfectly fine. It's just the down part. This is also when I started to realize that I didn't have any coal, so I figured I should go outside. But then this Enderman came by, and I said, no soliciting. Thank you very much. Go away. We do not like visitors. No well-wishers or distant relations. None of those. Then he grabbed some of my grass, which I thought was annoying, and then he ended up leaving me a card, which was fine. And then I ended up spotting these 3 Endermen that were kind of chilling out in there, and I quickly looked away and I said, no, I didn't see you. And so I put some cobblestone on top of them because I didn't know what to do. And then I decided that I was going to do a little bit of terraforming around my house because I knew I was eventually going to need to get some land. And there was this one chicken that was kind of chilling out, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll make him a pen to hang out in. But he ran away, so it didn't really matter at the end of the day. So I started adding in the fences, and then it started to rain, and so I grabbed a little bit more of the trees, trying to make up since I had used all my fences, and slowly building, knowing that at any moment I could potentially have to run into my house, and hope that nothing would happen. Then I realized that I didn't have a gate, and so I couldn't exit my pen, so I had to go and make a gate. Then I went back to mining, and I popped up on this little Enderman, who happened to be one of the Endermen that I originally put the cobblestone on, as you can see at the top. And so I decided I was going to attack this Enderman and look him in the eye, since I defeated the other one so well. Then he vanished. And I was like, oh great, now where did he go? I was like, well, now I don't know what to do because he's all mad. And so I was like, well, I better clear this up so he doesn't pop up behind me. So I kind of backed up, and then I looked forward, and he still wasn't kind of doing anything. So I was like, okay, maybe we're good. So I decided that I was going to mine this. I stepped forward and I could still see him like spinning around up at the top, and I was like, oh great. And so I ended up taking down the cobblestone that I originally did, and I dropped him down, and I forgot that I had stepped forward, and he dropped on top of me, and I started to hit him, and then the cobblestone exposed me, and I died.